Welcome back. CNBC has partnered with Acorns, the saving and investing app, on a financial wellness and education initiative called Invest in You. Ready, set, grow. Joining us now is Akbar Gbajabiamila. He is the co-host of American Ninja Warrior. And beginning this Saturday, American Ninja Warrior Jr. He is also the author of Everyone Can Be a Ninja. It's good to see you again.
Hey, good to be back.
Thanks for coming by.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a great day to be here. Everything's on the up and up.
That's right.
Yeah.
You caught us on a good day. It's a great book, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it as you sort of try and teach people how to succeed like a ninja. My big takeaway from here is believe in yourself.
Yes.
Is the first key step. You write, and I quote, "It's easy to see greatness in others. It's hard to see it in ourselves. Too many of us never see it at all. But it's what we see in ourselves that so often determines what we do. We see what we want in others, but when we look at ourselves, we see frailty, limits, and insecurities."
Yeah, I think because we're all kind of trapped into our own circumstances, and sometimes you can just focus on that. And I think it's very important to kind of refocus on the things that you do well. And I say this, and you know this too, Pete. I mean, in sports, you can see other people doing well, and you're constantly being maybe too critical of yourself in the part where it can paralyze your ability to focus on the good things. And so I think the same thing applies in finances as well. And when you're looking at your overall financial health and being able to see what are the things that I do well, being able to be honest and critical on that, and then the things that you need to do better. But I know for me, professionally as a football player, going into the hosting, these are the things I was like really paralyzed by my own insecurities of the things that I didn't do well. And it made it hard for me to focus on the things that I did well, and I had to recognize that. And it's okay to recognize the things that you do well.
I was thinking of ways to sort of translate this into whatever profession you're in, whether it's on the football field or as a disciplined trader. You use that word discipline all the time, but it's, you may look at others and admire sort of what they do and how they do it more than you believe in yourself that you're able to do it like they do.
Yeah, and you and I, we talk about this type of stuff. We met together a couple of times in the past.
That's right.
It's been great, but the reality is you've got to be disciplined, you've got to create habits, and you've got to figure out how to leave your ego at the door. And I think football, sports in general, really does train a lot of people because you get broken down and you're in front of crowds. In the market, you oftentimes are by yourself where you are in your office. But if you can translate those former days into today, it's something that actually makes it feel a lot better that you can react, and your ego, you don't let your ego run wild.
Right.
And you have to be disciplined.
It's just like the locker room. You check that. You check that.
You check it when you walk in.
But if you know thyself, you shall never fear 1,000 battles. And my defensive line coach used to always say that, quoting Sun Tzu, say, if you know yourself, if you know thyself, you shall never fear 1,000 battles. And knowing that both sides, knowing thyself is knowing both sides, then it allows you to make the proper steps forward.
You also use the obstacle course that you are in front of all the time as a metaphor for life itself.
It's such a metaphor. And for me, for the last 7 years, going into my 8th season hosting American Ninja Warrior, it has truly been like a classroom for me, being able to see these ninjas overcome the physical obstacles on the course, but also knowing, too, that they've had their personal obstacles that they've had to overcome. And that's what really inspired me to write this book, in being able to assist people and motivate people to overcome the obstacles in their life. And so American Ninja Warrior has been a true platform for that. And I embrace that, being able to overcome obstacles. And that's the thing. We see that in the marketplace, right? I mean, that's always going to happen. But how do you overcome those obstacles? And a lot of times what we've known, what's always true, is patience, right? Being able to ride for the long-term plan, for the long haul.
I agree with that. Focus on your positives. But I actually wrote a book, The $1 Billion Mistake, because I think you can learn so much from your mistakes, but also from the mistakes of others. And don't do the bad things they do. I just find learning from those mistakes are much more positive for me than focusing on what I'm doing well. So it's a somewhat different perspective, but a shared perspective in terms of go to your strength.
This is so true in the NFL locker room, and there's nothing worse than there's nothing worse but better than going Monday morning. Monday morning, after a Sunday football game, you have to go watch film on Monday morning. And the coach is going to step out in the front of that meeting room, in front of the whole team, and call out what you did bad. This is horrible. This is bad. And you're sitting there, especially when it's your time to be called out, like, oh, my goodness, I can't believe I didn't make this tackle. I didn't make that sack. And, and you're feeling embarrassed in front of your team. But it's something that you learn. You learn from that $1 billion mistake. I love that because it's only from that point that you get better, and that's why you see the great ones succeed.
My kids already loved American Ninja Warrior. Now they can see some of their peers starting this weekend. 9 and 10-year-olds, 11 and 12, and 13 and 14. American Ninja Warrior Junior is first episode of season 2 is Saturday, February 22nd.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Cool.
Can't wait. I can't wait for it. Yeah, it's going to be epic. It is going to be epic to see these kids fly around on American Ninja Warrior Junior. This is the second season that we're having this, giving them a platform to succeed and to do what they would love, and that's Ninja.
Can't wait to see that. Good luck with that. Thanks so much for being here. It's nice to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck with the book. Here it is yet again. And for more Invest in You, go to cnbc.com/invest in you. That is cnbc.com/invest in you. One last note, we should note that NBC Universal and Comcast Ventures are investors in Acorns.